So what started out as somewhat of a joke among us conservatives is very quickly turning into somewhat of a reality, with leftists talking about holding, Trump's enablers responsible, whatever that's supposed to mean. So what do you make of this rhetoric? Because I say, just try and come get me, commies.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, what does Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez think she's really going to do to me? I mean, you could show up at my house. I have two German shepherds, and I'm probably about a foot taller than she is. But if she wants to try, go for it. But look, this is what the left does, and this is what they've done in history. They want to make people miserable, which is exactly what they've done with all the coronavirus hysteria and the economic lockdowns that are still ongoing. They want to crush people's spirits, and they want to destroy their enemies. It's not enough to win. They have to destroy them personally and professionally. And look, we've seen this ongoing with big tech, the whole thing with cancel culture. If you dare go out of line, especially in certain professions, you are run out of the business. You are run off of social media platforms. And so this is just a continuation of that. A lot of this is bluster, but it really does show who these people are, why they will use government to reward their friends, punish their enemies. They don't care about the country. These phony, promises about unity that Joe Biden is saying right now, there's no truth to it whatsoever. So it just further exposes who exactly these people are.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting whiplash because on the one hand, they're saying that we're evil and that we need to be punished. I believe it was Michelle Obama the other night who said, don't forget the tens of millions of voters who still voted for President Trump. They enabled racism, white supremacy, every ism under the sun, sexism, homophobia, all of that. But then on the other hand, they're trying to pivot, make a hard pivot and say we need unity right now and that somehow Joe Biden is going to be the one to provide that unity. What do you make of those claims?
It's hilarious because I've watched him on the campaign trail to the extent that he was. He's a very angry man. I even watched his speech on Saturday night. I'm sure you did too, Kara. He just gets progressively more angry. He lied repeatedly on the campaign trail. He was never called out. He repeated the Atlantic unsourced stories about the president calling troops losers and suckers. He lied about the president's comments in Charlottesville. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the entire Democratic Party are the ones who have fueled the racial divide in this country. Now, they've done it for years, but they've really hastened it over the past few years. So the idea now that they can come, when they talk about unity and healing souls or whatever it is, they're only talking about their side because they feel better because they think that Donald Trump has lost the election, which of course he hasn't. And so these are just phony calls. On the other hand, now you see reports not only of cancel culture and publicly shaming people, but the president, his administration, and his family are going to have to prepare for a Biden Justice Department to go after him criminally, which they're already talking about in the press. They have been, and they're talking about it again today. And so not sure how they think that'll go over with the president's 71 million plus voters. But this is how delusional and dishonest these people are.
Again, because I know a lot of us conservatives were joking about the gulags, and I don't think they're going to get the camps up and running anytime soon, but I think it'll be more like what you're saying, that it's going to be cancel culture, but to the extreme. It's just going to go up more notches, because we saw under President Obama, 4 years ago, he weaponized his different intel agencies against reporters at Fox News, obviously against the incoming Trump administration, against the Tea Party. So we saw what happened there. And now we have Biden, who is in the thick of it with Obama, with unmasking General Michael Flynn, and going after the Trump transition team. They're back in the reins of powers, unfortunately, if this election goes their way, and that terrifies me.